Hello students, my name is Prerna and I'm your EVS teacher. And today from your EVS book Enviro, we are going to be reading chapter number 21. Now, we all have certain hobbies, right? You might have this hobby of playing cricket, maybe listening to music, maybe writing a diary. So I also have certain hobbies, of course, like reading books. But there's one hobby that I developed when I was of your age only. And this was traveling. I like traveling to new places, finding about the history of that particular place, visiting the historical monuments, and a lot about new places. So in this chapter, chapter number 21, we are going to be traveling to a few places. Are you ready for it? Are you ready? I'm sure you all are. So just fasten your seat belts because we are going to a lot of places. Let's see what these places are. So this is chapter number 21 and the name of the chapter is Travel and Currency. So it says, traveling means moving from one place to another. People travel to different places for different reasons using different means of transport. So people use car, bus, train, maybe flights and ships, all these means of transport. So now we are going to Dubai. And with whom we are going to go to Dubai? With Prabhas and his family. Prabhas and his family boarded the international flight. As the plane flew higher, he was thrilled to see the clouds drifting past the plane. All of us who've traveled in a flight have experienced this. They landed at the Dubai International Airport after a 2.5 hour long flight. The airport was renamed as DXD in September 2012. When Prabhas and his family arrived in Dubai, they learned more about the place. So let us see what all did Prabhas and his family learn. Dubai is one of the richest and the most westernized of the 7 emirates of the UAE. There were sandy beaches, blue waters, palm trees, and tall and shiny buildings. When they went for sightseeing, Prabha's father paid in dirhams. Dirhams is the currency which is used in Dubai. Like in India, we use rupee. Prabhas asked him, why did they not use rupees? His father replied that each country has its own currency and the currency of Dubai is dirham. And that's why he paid in dirham. So you can see this is the picture of Dubai and this is how the currency of Dubai dirham looks like. Prabhas asked his father about the speciality of Dubai. So for example, the speciality of Agra is Taj Mahal, right? So what is the speciality of this particular place, Dubai? His father told him that it is a very hot place and it has very little rainfall, but it is very rich in mineral oil. And it is also famous for its shopping malls and gold markets called souks. Prabhas and his family stayed in Dubai for 6 days. So any one of you who's been to Dubai will be able to immediately relate to this chapter. And if you've not been to Dubai, plan a trip someday. It's actually a beautiful place. There they enjoyed various sights, food and tourist attractions. Prabhas was very happy and they were going back to their own, now they were going back to their own country and home. Kanyakumari is the southernmost tip of India. He couldn't wait to tell his friends all about his wonderful experience. So, Prabhas and his family, they were going back to their hometown. After reaching home, Prabhas' family invited their relatives. Prabhas' uncle, aunt and their son Bhaskar. They lived in Srinagar, the capital of Kashmir. So imagine Prabhas and his family are living in the southernmost part and his relatives are living in the northernmost part, that is in Kashmir. So now we have returned to India. So from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Kashmir North, Kanyakumari, south. Remember directions? Bhaskar was very excited to hear that they were going to Prabhas's house in Kanyakumari. The next day, his father went to book the seats. So now Bhaskar was coming to meet Prabhas, and Prabhas is staying in Kanyakumari. And where is Bhaskar staying? In Jammu and Kashmir, in Srinagar. So they had to take a bus from Srinagar to Jammu and then from there a train to Kanyakumari. It takes 4 days by train from Jammu to Kanyakumari. They boarded the bus. The bus started and soon they were out of the town on the main highway to Jammu. It's a beautiful road. So roads in the mountain area, it's a zigzag kind of a road, snaking through tall pine and the other forest. On one side of the road, there were tall mountains. You can see this particular scenery, this particular scene of the bus traveling from mountains. On the other hand were rolling valleys and they were thousands of feet deep. Bhaskar was scared to look down. He could see some waterfalls on the mountain slope. Running down to Jammu, they soon reached the Jawahar Tunnel. It is not dark and gloomy like other tunnels you may have seen. It has electric bulbs. The ice on the roof of the walls glistened, that is, brightened in the light and made the tunnel glow. By the time they reached Jammu, it was evening. It was time to board the train to Kanyakumari from the Jammu railway station. So now Bhaskar and his family have reached the railway station and now they are all set to board the train, which is going to take 4 days to reach Kanyakumari. They boarded the train and looked for their seats. Bhaskar was very happy to find that he had window seats. When the TC came on checking on the usual rounds for checking, Bhaskar's father showed him the ticket. There was a young couple sitting on the berth in front of them. The woman wore a salwar suit and a shawl draped over her head. The man wore a turban over his head, and this was a Sikh family. And they spoke what language? Punjabi. Bhaskar and his family found that the couple was from Ludhiana, Punjab. The husband worked in woolen mill there. They told Bhaskar's father that Ludhiana is known for hosiery and woolen clothes. The couple had to visit Vaishno Devi shrine near Jammu. Soon the train started. Bhaskar and his parents were tired. It was night, so they eat some puris and achar. After that, they went off to sleep. When they got up in the morning, they were at Ludhiana. Here the Punjabi couple called down. On the way to Delhi, as far as Bhaskar could see, there were flat fields. People were working in the fields. The train even passed the Pragati Maidan when it reached Delhi. And Pragati Maidan is a place in Delhi where large exhibitions are held almost every year. And now Bhaskar and his family could also see Qutub Minar, India Gate, Rashtrapati Bhavan. See, our country is rich in so much of in terms of scenic view. We have so many wonderful monuments to look at. Once the train started from Delhi, it passed through Mathura, known for sweets and Lord Krishna, and on the next stop at Agra. Bhaskar and his parents tried to look out for Taj Mahal at Agra, but someone told them that they could not see it from the train. So they bought some pictures of Taj Mahal. Bhaskar's father told him that Agra is famous for dalmoot and petha. They bought some for Prabhas' family in Kanyakumari. Then from Agra, they went through the sugarcane fields and now they were touring the entire Uttar Pradesh. The big flat fields were gone and now they could see scrub forest. And this were that now they were in Nagpur. So now see, every state, every city in our country has some or the other speciality. They could see orchids all around. Bhaskar's mother told that those were orange orchids. Nagpur is famous for oranges, and when they stopped at the station, Bhaskar's mother, she bought a box full of oranges for Prabhas and his family. Now the weather was turning a little warm, so they had to take out their warm clothes. Next was the capital of Andhra Pradesh, which is Hyderabad. See, this chapter is so interesting. You are taking a tour of entire country. Charminar is situated here. So Hyderabad is famous for Charminar. Bhaskar noticed that all the women on the platform wore flowers in their hair. Then the lady wore sari in a special way, and now they came to Maharashtra. From there, the train started, and soon they found themselves passing through rocky land. Now they passed through several tunnels and over bridges, which was again covered with scrub forest, and this was the plateau region. Night fell and they passed Karnataka state, and the next morning they saw that they were at Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu, which is famous for cotton textile. And then beyond Coimbatore, it was there was greenery all around. They could see palm trees, and then they also saw a large number of banana plantations there. Banana is an important crop in this region. And by evening, they reached Trivandrum, which is the capital of Kerala, famous for one of our favorite dishes, idlis and dosas. By midnight, they reached Kanyakumari. Prabhas' parents had come to receive them. They were all happy to see each other. And imagine how much distance, 3,200 kilometers they had covered in 4 days. Then you have money and currency. So like we discussed about dirham being used in Dubai, we need to buy tickets for traveling by means of transport. We pay money to buy those tickets. The money we pay is in the form of currency, notes and coins of the country in which we are traveling, and every country has its own currency. Like in India, the rupee is the currency and it is denoted by this symbol. Reserve Bank of India. So in India, who has the authority to issue currency? It is the Reserve Bank of India. And a currency note has 2 faces. The front face or the side of a note or coin is dyed the obverse side. The rear face or the side of the note is called as the reverse side. So see, the 2 sides are shown. The picture of Mahatma Gandhi is seen printed on the currency notes. He is also known as the father of nation. In 1996, the government introduced the Mahatma Gandhi series of currency notes. When you see white space in currency notes against light, you can see that the face of Mahatma Gandhi is there on the currency note, and this is called as the watermark. It's like a authorization of the note that this is not a fake note. The amount that the currency note is worth is written in many languages. Why in India it is written in many languages? Because India has a lot of, about more than 20 languages. The signature of the governor of the Reserve Bank in India is made mandatory. That is necessary on the currency note. Then you have Indian coins. These are also known as mints, which are under the control of Government of India. And who is allowed to issue coins? Again, the Reserve Bank of India. And what do you see on the coin? You see the national emblem is engraved in English. It says on the other side, along with national emblem, is engraved in India, which is written in English, and Bharat, which is written in Hindi. So if you look at this coin that I am holding, if you can see this coin, this is a 10 rupee coin. So if you look at this, this is the national emblem. Can you see this? This is the national emblem, right? And of course, you can again see that this is the currency symbol. The national emblem of India is a replica of the lion capital of Sarnath near Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh, and this was given by Emperor Ashoka. The vehicle shows 4 smaller animals, the guardians of the 4 directions. The lion in the north, elephant in the east, horse in the south, and the bull in the west. And the motto Satyamev Jayate, meaning truth alone triumphs. That means truth can win. is inscribed below the abacus. Coins are the important source of information about the past. They provide us something about the languages spoken and the important dates and events. All right. So here is one activity that all of you can do. If you have ever traveled abroad, try and collect, try and see if you have the currency of that particular nation, of that country. If you don't, the next time you travel abroad or wherever you travel abroad, make sure that as a memento, you have the currency of that country. All right. And most importantly, try to visit your entire country first. Try to visit entire India first. Take a tour of your own country and you'll be amazed to see how rich our own country is. Thank you.